Hello everyone, this is Owen. We're back with another, James, stop shoveling! We are back with another Perfect Peasant Picks. Today we'll be discussing Dominaria. Now, as always, my co-hosts are...
Saviea.
James.
Before we begin, there are a lot of playable cards in Dominaria. We have a list that's like 30 cards long. We're only going to do half of them for sake of time. And there were more cards that could have been on this list that we cut. So, Dominaria was a good set, to say the very least. And, that being said, let's get into it. Our first card is Fight with Fire. For 2 in a red, it's a sorcery. Kicker, 5 in a red. Fight with Fire deals 5 damage to target creature. If this spell was kicked, it deals 10 damage, divided as you choose, among any number of targets instead. Players... and planes... any targets.
Yep.
Wait, so for like 9 mana, it's like a better fireball, because you can like deal 10 damage to your opponent.
Yes.
That's good. Saviea, you don't like it at all, though.
I have very strong opinions about this card. It is at sorcery speed. It costs 9 mana, and it does 10 damage. Sure, it could be good. I view it as, first, a 3 mana sorcery that's 1 damage more than Flame Slash, but a Flame Slash costs only 1 red mana. But then, of course, you could just add and pay 6 more mana, which makes it 9 in total to deal 10 damage. But even with that, I feel like it's not very much better or good.
The sorcery speed is a problem. It not being able to cast it on your opponent's turn and being able to answer what they have is a problem. But I think it has some good flexibility between early and late game, which is pretty good.
The thing is, I'll agree that it's not the best as a removal spell, but you kick it, and that's a lot of damage. Like, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Like, that's 10 damage anywhere you want it to go. And it's a one-sided board wipe. Your creatures don't die. It's not like if it's 9 mana, everyone takes 5. It's 9 mana, you do 10 damage wherever you want it to go. And that, like, 10 damage, that can sometimes burn out an opponent. Now, obviously, it's not going to go in an aggro deck. It's not going to go... It could go in a mid-range deck. I would put it in a mid-range deck if I needed to. But it's more likely going to end up in ramp or control. Control as a potential win con, more like a really good spell late game. In ramp, I could see ramping to this. Like, this is a card to ramp to. And early game, it has that flexibility.
I don't believe so. I think there are a lot of better things to do with 9 mana, especially in a red deck. I think playing a 9 mana card to do 10 damage at sorcery speed isn't really the best.
But 10 damage wherever you want it.
Divide it
among any number of targets.
I'm not denying that that is not a good ability, but that's almost 1 damage for every mana, and I don't think that's worth it.
But if you don't want it for 9 mana, then it's a 3 mana deal 5 damage spell.
I think that the kicker ability is good, but 3 mana for a sorcery speed 5 damage to target creature
is so much worse than Flame Slash.
Yeah, it's not.
But flexibility.
Yeah.
Alright.
But that's a bad flexibility. I can see flexibility where you're like saying kick your eyes 3 mana, 2 mana, but at 6 mana, I don't believe it.
Well, how about we look at what we could take out for this card? Because if we have some cards in this cube that should come out.
Yeah. The nice thing about doing a 720 cube, like, please don't be broken. Yes. The nice thing about a nice 720 cube is that there's usually a lot of room. I would take out Flames of the Firebrand. Wow.
I wouldn't. I like that card.
It's more flexible in early game.
Yeah.
True, but okay. But we have Pyroclasm.
Active Treason?
No, I like that card. That card's really good.
Okay.
I'm playing with that card, and that card is good. Flurry of Horns. I hate this card. For 5 mana, it's a sorcery, 4 in a red. You get 3 red Minotaur creature tokens with haste. I hate this card. I will never draft this card. If I ever end up with this card, I'll run a lane instead.
Yeah, it's decent-ish.
But if you're in tokens, you're not in red. You're in like white, black, or green Like, I know they're a red Aristocrats deck, but I wouldn't run this in your red Aristocrats deck. I would never put this in. It's so slow. It's 5 mana. Like, for 5 mana, you want to be, like, slamming things down. Like, Acidic Slime, Arbok Stomper, not really natural.
On turn 5, they'll be able to block your 2/3s with
haste. 2/3? That's so lame. Like, 3/3, please? Anyone? Yeah. This is a bad boy. Oh.
But if we're slapping good cards down even on turn 5, then why turn 9 should we be putting down cards like that?
So, Flurry of Horns. The card in question, Fight with Fire, costs 2 less to cast, and it's a removal spell. They're both store 3 speed. So, would you rather, for 2 more mana, get 2 2/3s with haste, or for 2 less mana, deal 5 damage? Like, would you rather deal 5 damage?
2 target creature.
Yeah.
Sure, that trade seems good, but I still wouldn't.
But then kicker, Svet. Don't forget the kicker. Late game, you blast them for 10. That's like, that wins game, Svet.
I think the important thing is the time you would cast Flurry of Horns. It's not that late in the game. Isn't the place for 2/3s with haste?
Yeah, I agree.
I would prefer to wait 4 more turns, or it would be less even that late in the game, and cast this very powerful card.
Right.
But I still would argue that turn 9, if you're lucky and get a land that many times in a row and draw that card.
It's called Control, Savad. There is no luck in Control.
I would disagree.
And it's called a ramp. You get lands, and you cast big spell.
Wait, so are we playing ramp or control green?
This is ramp or not control green.
Naya. I like... Okay, the other card would work in Naya, because it kills other creatures, and then you can come swarming in with your horde of tiny creatures.
Here's the thing. Right now, you're defending keeping in Flurry of Horns.
I'm not defending that. I'm saying that I still don't think that this other card we're replacing with is very much better.
But it is better. Yeah, a little bit.
This is for improving the cube.
Yeah.
And I think this would be an improvement.
But until you have turn 9, if you're lucky or with control, you can...
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. Sorry.
I lost my thought.
Sorry. Owen.
Yes?
Would you run this card in your deck?
Which deck?
Like Naya or...
Yeah, I'd run this. It's a removal spell. It kills stuff.
It's a bad removal spell.
Okay.
Until turn 9, it's a bad removal spell.
No, turn 3, it's fine. I feel like you keep arguing either side. On turn 3, it's an okay card. It's not a great card, but it's not a bad card.
Yes, it is.
It beats all those 3 mana 4 damage spells.
But we have a Flame Slash, and that card is a lot better than this card early game.
But then it has potential late game.
Okay, yeah, early game. Late game, Flame Slash becomes a little more obsolete than this card.
It's true.
Turn 9, you don't want to be casting a Flame Slash. This is the kind of card you want to be casting. You want to be casting that 9 mana board wipe kind of thing.
I'd rather be casting multiple big creatures that can kill them than a 10 mana or 10 damage, wherever.
Alright, well, I want to put this card in. Obviously, it is up for debate.
You can
test
it.
We should move on because we took up 8 minutes discussing this one card. Welcome to Dominaria. It's a good set.
Yeah.
Keldon Overseer. For 2 in a red, is a 3/1 creature, human warrior. It has kicker for 3 in a red. You can kick it for that much mana. Figuratively and literally. It has haste. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap the creature against haste until turn. So for 4 mana, so either it's a 3 mana 3/1 with haste, or it's a 7 mana 3/1 with haste, but you active trees in addition. A 3 mana 3/1 with haste is good. If you look in the cube, our converted mana costs 3 slot. We have 3 2s with haste. That's a 2 slot. We've got 3 1s that don't have haste. We've got 3 2s with haste, like On-Crop Crusher. We have cards like Minotaur Skull Cleaver, a 4/2 with haste, but only until end of turn. A 3 mana 3/1 with haste is not Splatter Thug, 3 mana 3 with first strike. A 3/1 with haste is good.
I'd rather have Molten Primordial than this card.
What's that the card do again?
It's a Gate Crash card that it has haste. I believe it's a 6/4. It also costs 7 mana, and you gain control of a card from all opponents.
That's a rare.
All right, but still.
Yes, that card would be better in this. It's a rare.
This card that we're discussing.
Yeah.
It's I don't run Active Treason. This is Active Treason, but it costs more.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking, I think we should have, instead of this card, a Jason Mind Sculptor. You know?
No, I don't know what you mean, Besties. It's Saviea. It's Saviea. Okay. Okay, here's my point though, guys. It's a 3-mana 3-1 with haste. That already matches the power level of cards like Brazen Wolves. I'm just waiting to cut this card.
That, yeah.
You really are.
I think this card is better than that card.
And the thing is, early game, it's an okay card. Well, it's not an okay card. It's a good card. I'll take a 3-1 haste any day. But then late game, it has the active treason, and I played with multiple primordial, like James said. It has a similar effect where gaining control of a creature and getting the creature both with haste, that does tend to turn things in your favor. So I am definitely looking forward. And there's so many bad 3-drops that you come from this. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
The Wolves have to go.
The Wolves have to go. Yeah. Please. Stupid Brazen Wolves. Alright, next card. Skizzix. 3 in a red. 5/3 trample haste. Kicker is 1 red mana, so it can cost 4 or 5. At the beginning of the end step, if Skizzix wasn't kicked, sacrifice it. 4 mana, 5/3 trample haste. You play it, you smack him. I'm not sure about this card. What do you guys think?
Or it's a 5 mana 5/3 with trample and haste.
That doesn't
It
die.
dies to bolt.
Yeah, I feel like it's like if you're gonna pay so much mana.
It's like Dragon's Maze.
Talk about Dragon's Maze. I like it because it smacks it, but it's also 4 mana. That's the thing,
Well,
and it dies. Okay, what do you think, Saviea? What do you think?
I think that if you don't kick it, then it comes in, you swing with it, and even if your opponent has a bigger creature, they'll both die and the trample damage will go over, which
Right.
I find that's worth it. And if they double block, they take 5 damage. And I feel like I would never kick it to keep it in,
Right.
unless they had an empty battlefield or something similar to that case. I think it's a good card. I don't think that it being not bulletproof is a big thing.
But charging Monastror is kind of strictly better. It's 5 mana for a 5/5 with trample and haste. That's 5 mana for a 5/3 with trample and haste. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no.
But 4 mana.
But the thing is that
4 mana for
5/3
for possibly 5 damage.
that auto dies. We cup for it. Slash Panther.
I
Nope,
would-
Slash Pants are
yeah, I
already
would
coming out for a
put it
different
at-
card.
Yeah. Okay, we need to adjust the list according to that.
We do.
I don't know if I'd ever run it, so I guess no.
Yeah.
Or what build I run it in.
No, James?
Yeah, that's a no.
Alright. Warcry Phoenix. 3 in a red for 2/2 with flying and haste. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2 in red. If you do, return Warcry Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. I like this card because it's aggressive with evasion and it can come back potentially.
Yes.
I like this card.
You think it's bad?
I think that a 4 mana 2/2 flying haste isn't good. And I think that the cost for getting it back, having 3 attacking creatures, and paying 3 mana, isn't really good enough for this format.
In zoo decks, which there are a lot of those zoo decks in this cube,
True.
that 3 attack errors, it's not that hard to get. Even the Orzhov decks that some of us play, Orzhov token stuff, they get 3 attackers basically every round. I know you wouldn't run this in there, but it's a good card. I think that the 3 mana cost isn't too much for this card.
I'm on the fence because a 4 mana 2/2 with flying and haste isn't exactly fast. Like even with the haste, it's not really that fast. So does recursion?
I think the recursion is enough to push it over.
Think so.
I think I'm more against this card because I never play that kind of strategy, because I find that red haste kind of larger creature strategy as a bad strategy. So I never use it, so I don't have a lot of experience with it. But seeing that card specifically, I don't find anything that pops out at me and says this is good in the cube.
Right. I think I'm gonna agree with Silence. It's just slow. It's just slow. Yeah. And it's like I don't see any cards to take out for it except Brazen Wolves, which are taking out. We're already taking out cards, other cards. So.
Yeah.
Yep, no.
We gotta change that list.
Yeah, we do. Adventurous Impulse, 1 green, sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. This is the green Ponder. You look at the top 3 like Ponder. You get a creature or land, and the rest go on the bottom. Or land, any land, not a basic land, any land. The rest go on the bottom. I really like this card.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Green needs these kinds of cards.
Yeah.
That give them cards that they want.
It's not card advantage, but it's fixing the top of your deck and finding stuff. You get stuff. It's Ponder.
We also have a lot of cards in our cube that do, similar things. Look at the top, somewhat cards of your library. But they almost all of them, I believe, have put them into your graveyard, especially in green. So I find this card is really neat that it puts them on the bottom of the library, because that ability is very useful at cube. Otherwise, you'll end up half-milling yourself, which is very dangerous, because you'll have 40 cards.
Yeah.
The card that you're talking about that costs 1 green, and you put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard, and then you return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's not just from those 3 cards. It's from any card in your graveyard.
No, we have multiple cards that put them into your graveyard.
Commune with Gods too. We have lots of green cards that mill and get you creatures and lands.
I'm not saying they're bad, I'm saying that we do have a lot of those already.
I'm not sure what we cut for it, but I'm pretty sure we'll find something, because it's a green Ponder. Like,
yeah.
Please. Next card. Fungal Plots, 1 green enchantment. For 1 green, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. And you can sacrifice 2 saplings. If you do, you gain 2 life and draw a card. It reminds me of Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah.
Except it's not Scavenging Ooze, because you can't exile creature cards from other people's graveyards.
Oh.
True.
Oh, that card just became really bad.
Also, it's not card, it's creature card.
Well, I know not the card. Oh, it's your graveyard?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it said that.
I'm on the fence about getting this out of our list.
Think of it like this. You pay 6 mana to get 2 life in a card. Or 2 saplings. That's not good.
And you exile 2 creature cards.
And you exile each card, so you kill your own recursion if you have any.
And
Eternal Witness,
other
please.
delve cards and
Nope.
graveyard and stuff.
And there's no sapling tribal, so don't worry about that part.
Only.
I thought it said any graveyard. I lied to myself. Alright. Sapling, another sapling card.
About sapling tribal.
Sapling Migration, 1 green, sorcery. Create 2 1/1 green sapling creature tokens. If the spell was kicked, instead create 4 of those tokens. This is green dragon fodder, or Krenko's command, your choice. Except better, because late game, you kick it and you get all the saplings.
Speaking of green sapling tribal, we actually have several cards that give saplings.
You're not lying, it is true. We have many sapling cards.
We have some that buy back, some that convert. I think there are some.
Yeah, no, you're right. No,
yeah, we have several sapling cards in this cube.
Yeah,
this one would fit right in.
Scatter the seeds. Create 3 and 2 green. Convoke instant. Put 3 saplings on the battlefield. The 1/1s. We also have Sprout Swarm. It's 2 for 5 mana. No, for 1 green, you get a sapling. For 1 green, you get a sapling. It's got Convoke. It's an instant. But for 3, you can buy it back. I love this card because you get a sapling, and that sapling can use to Convoke it, and you can buy it back. So you just get saplings, and it's a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
I love Sprout the Swarm so much. Oh, man. I love Cube.
Good memories.
Good memories. Yeah. So, yeah, this card's... not sure what we're taking out for it, but I'm sure we're going to find room because it's the green dragon fodder / Krenko's command.
Oh, wait. Okay. One thing about this card, it's sorcery speed. It's not quite those, because aren't those instant speed?
Nope, those are sorcery speed.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
My life is a lie.
Dude, me too, man. Me too. Next card. Song of Freylies. 1 green, enchantment, Saga. Alright, this is our first Saga card that we are looking at. As the Saga enters the battlefield, and after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3 lore counters. For lore counters 1 and 2, so for the first 2 turns you get it, until your next turn, creatures you control gain tap add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. And then, once you hit the 3rd turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn. I love this card.
I run it in my commander deck because it's so good.
Your creatures, your presumably your Saproling tokens, not that we have any cards that make Saproling tokens, but presumably your Saprolings tap to get mana, to get more creatures, that when you hit the 3rd level, they all get a +1/+1 counter, Vigilance and Trample, and Indestructible until the turn.
Saproling Trample is looking so bad now.
Where it's the new archetype to support in Cube, Saproling Tribal.
I also love that it costs only 2 mana. If it costs more, I would almost question it, but I love how it's cheap and how it builds up and it ramps really well.
It'll pay for itself.
It's so affordable. Oh. Man,
how is this printed as an uncommon? I mean, it's so good.
I mean, that's like asking why Bolt was a common. Because it was.
Well, Watsy, we'll be waiting for your response.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, in a zoo deck, like, if you're not in tokens, if you're in, like, a zoo deck, you play a 1 mana 2/1, you play Solemn Failures next turn, tap the 1 mana 2/1 for 1 mana, and you play another creature, and the next turn, you got 3 land, 2 creatures, tap for 5 mana, play a bunch of creatures, next turn, they all get counters, this is turn 4, they all get counters, and you swing for a lot, and turn 4 is not slow, that's fast, especially for Cube.
It's a good card.
Yep, it's going in, don't know what we're taking out for yet, but I don't need to look either. Spore Swarm! Speaking of Saprolings, for 3 and a green, we have an instant. Create 3 1/1 green Saproling creature tokens.
Folks, we may have to be going back to that other card.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this. It's an instant. That's the thing. Well, they're all instants, really, though, except Saproling Migration.
Yeah.
So many Saprolings.
So exactly. That other card is looking pretty good in green.
Yeah.
Because get those Saprolings.
I personally think that we should not have this card in Cube. I don't think it's particularly good in any way. And getting 3 1/1 green Sapling creature tokens for 4 mana isn't really particularly good. We already have a card in our Cube that's 2 red, sure, different color, and 1 colorless that gets you 3 goblins.
Goblins, yeah, Holding Outburst.
I find that we have cards and other cards similar to this card that are better. So I don't really think we need this card.
I like the card, but I'm going to tend to agree with you because we have so many cards that make Saprolings. This card is like the mediocre version of all of those cards.
Yes.
And we also don't want to over-support token decks.
It's easy to splash, though.
Yes.
It doesn't cost double green like most of those other cards.
Yeah. Well, Sprout the Swarm isn't double green. I splashed green for Sprout the Swarm, and that was so great. Ah! Okay. So, I think this is a no.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Sprout the Swarm was a no. Untamed Kavu, 1 to green, 2/2 creature, Kavu. Vigilance and Trample. I'm not going to read further. It's a 2 mana 2/2 with Vigilance and Trample. That by itself is pretty okay. Like, that's okay. But, it gets better. You can kick it for 3 colorless, and if it's kicked, it enters the battlefield with people with counters on it. It's the green Sarah Angel that's easier to cast, is bigger, and it's a 5/5 with Vigilance and Trample for 5.
And it's much more flexible.
And it's super flexible, and the other option you have, besides being a 5/5 with Trample and Vigilance, is not bad. Like a 2/2 with Trample and Vigilance is good.
It's a good card.
Yeah. What's wrong with it?
Zoo decks, mid-range decks, easily. And heck, even ramp decks.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd run this.
In ramp. Yes, it's good. It's good.
I feel like I would never kick it if I had other options, but it's one of those cards that you'll draw in your deck when you need answers, and this could be one of your answers.
And it matches Sarah Angel in power level. Like, Sarah Angel is smaller than this card and harder to cast.
Yeah.
So, I love it. I love it. Adili's the Cinderwind. I can't say that name. 1, a blue and a red, legendary creature, human wizard.
What were you thinking, Owen, when you put this on your list?
It's a 2/2 with flying and haste. So kind of like that other 2/2 that's haste and unblockable that we covered.
Yeah, except it doesn't. Well, yeah.
Whatever you cast, and it's another spell you control, Wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's like prowess, except if you have
worse prowess.
It's worse prowess, but if you have an other wizard, then it gets boosted too. Like if you happen to have.
I was questioning why you put this in the cube, because are we supporting Wizard Tribal now?
Well, but it's like a 2/2 with flame. Okay, I guess we have better cards than this.
Yeah.
Flying,
Yes,
haste, and prowess.
definitely.
Oh, we actually do.
We do have flying, haste, and prowess.
We do have that.
It's a 1/3 with flying, haste, and prowess. I think for the same amount.
It costs one less. That's the thing.
Um,
But it's not a 2/2. It's not a 2/2. Here we are. Wait. Storm Chaser Mage, a blue and a red for a 1/3 with flying and haste. Prowess. Yeah, I feel like Adela doesn't really compare to that.
no, it does not.
Because it costs another mana, but it's not a 1/3. Yeah.
And
it's got
instant
worse
and
prowess.
sorceries card.
I
Instant and
personally
sorcery card.
love Storm Chaser Mage. It's just a great card, and that prowess and the flying, you just want to be happy all inside.
Yeah, so this card's outclassed, guys. Outclassed.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely outclassed.
Shauna, Sisei's Legacy. For a green and white, a legendary creature, human warrior. It's a 0/0, but it gets +1/+1 for each creature you control, and it cannot be the target of abilities, not spells. That would be hexproof. It cannot be the target of abilities your opponents control. What do you guys think?
You forgot the last ability. Shauna gets +1/+1 for each creature you control.
Nah, he said that.
He did?
Yep.
I totally missed that.
Yep.
Every now and then we all zone out. It's okay.
So, on her own, she's just a 1/1 that can't be the target of abilities. For 2. But, with other creatures, like later in the game, she will be very powerful and amazing in your deck.
Heck, even on turn 3, if you go turn 1 creature, 2 Trishana, turn 3 creature, it's a 2-mana 3/3 with upside. Which is pretty good.
And it is in white-green, and we all know that white-green in our cube is very creature-based and happiness and tokens and everything.
Super ramp. Like, extreme ramp.
They are the tokens colors, I will not lie.
And it's so beautiful when you get all
Oh,
And it-
Saprolings, man.
Oh yeah.
Saprolings.
Oh yeah. And it can't be the target of abilities, so it doesn't die to things like Murderous Redcap, all those 4-mana creatures that destroy creatures. It can't be bounced by creatures that bounce. It's in maybe in like modern or standard, you kind of laugh at can't target those abilities, the Assassin's Trophy, but this in cube that's a super relevant ability.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you guys going in?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
can we cut? We can definitely cut something.
We can cut something. The question
But,
is what.
yeah.
Not Dried Milton, not Kozari Prime Mage. Maybe Selensai Guild Mage.
Yeah. That's not the best.
Yeah, because it's like 4 mana to get a sapling, or 4 mana to get to like Anthem is not really great.
I personally do not like Saviea
I
Charms.
beat you up with that card.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I totally aced you with that card. It was great.
No, you didn't.
Did too. Alright,
Not.
whatever. I like Selensai Charm. I've used it, whether or not you remember, and it was fun.
Viewers, I think it's Selesnya, so
I
correct
just
me if
say-
I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Selesnya.
I can't pronounce words. It's Selensai, I swear. No, it's Selesnya. The thing is, when I read it, I like blur the
Wait,
S in
did
the
you say
end.
Selensaya? No, it's Selesnya.
Selensaya, yeah.
That's wrong.
I mix up the S in the end.
I think I said something of the combination of what you both said, but I don't remember now.
Selesnya?
I wanna
think it was
cut-
something along those lines.
I want to cut something like Guild Mage.
I agree.
Because it's not... We have better token creators. It's a 2-mana 2/2 no keyword abilities. Like, actually can't do anything on turn 3. Kind of like back to the, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's,
To the future?
It's... Crystal Shard! It's kind of like Crystal Shard, where it's a 3-mana card that does nothing, and the next turn it does nothing still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's cut that bad boy. Let's cut that bad boy. So, yeah, that's probably going
Real bad boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright. Next card.
Tatiova.
Benthic Druid. 3, a green and a blue, 3/3 legendary. Lots of legendaries these days. Legendary creature, Merfolk Druid. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card.
I love this card. Simply love it. I love the land synergy. I love how it's a mediocre card, and I love how you draw cards and gain life. I don't know, but what about you? I don't know what you guys think.
No,
but
it's so good because
It's
you
5 mana.
It's okay.
Good, but it's 5 mana.
But okay, bear with me though. Viewers, tell me if I'm wrong. What is the thing that you never want to draw late game? Lands. What does Tatova make the lands? You can't lose. All the cards in your deck become gas. That is very powerful. And you don't have to like work to make this good. You play a land and you gain a life and draw a card. And you gain a life. And if you have ways like if you're in a ramp deck, like blue-green ramp, that's not unheard of. That's a very easy archetype to make. Late game, you draw a ramp spell. Okay, play the ramp spell, fit in a deck of land, draw a card, gain a life. Like you're still going, and you'll plenty of mana.
Like Harrow, Cultivate.
Especially Harrow, because Harrow you sacrifice a land and you get 2 lands, so this triggers twice.
Yeah.
You draw 2 and gain 2, and like Terror Expanse, you play the land, you draw a card, gain a life, sack fetch, play a land, get a life. It's great.
it's beautiful.
And
We've got a lot of stuff that will search for lands in those colors. It's amazing.
it's also super easy to cut. Like I have a card that I'm like waiting to cut for this card. It is known as Assault Zeppelin. For 2, a green and a blue, you get a 3/3 with Blind and Trample. This card is so awkward.
Yeah.
I've never drafted this card. I will never draft it because I just don't know where it belongs.
Just play Drakewood and Krasis.
Yeah, or play...
Or don't play it at all.
Or play the strictly better version, Horizon Chimera. 2, a green and blue for 3/2.
It's not strictly better, but it's better.
Almost strictly better. For 3/2 with Fly and Trample, like Zeppelin, except wait, it has Flash, and whenever you draw a card, you gain a life. To me, that... Oh, funny thing, if you brainstorm with this card in play, you gain 3 life because you've drawn 3 cards technically.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes. It's got Flash, which is like... I feel like I would rather Assault Zeppelin have Flash than Trample. And the Flash is, guys, it's better. So, I'm
It's
cutting...
definitely better.
Cutting Assault Zeppelin. There are other cards, maybe Flip the Cockatrice, but I'm definitely cutting Assault Zeppelin. Like, no questions asked. Anyways, moving on.
I can agree with you on that, except for one thing, that we're moving up in our mana cost. The card you want to cut is 4, while the card you want to add is 5.
But this is going to be played in a ramp deck or mid-range deck, so I'm not super
It won't
concerned.
matter too much.
Yeah, Also, the thing is,
Okay.
I would draft and play with this card, but I would never really draft or play with Assault Zeppelin. So it's like a dud card in your pack or a card you might actually use. And it's really good. The payoff is much more worth it.
I can see that. Okay, moving on.
Baird, Steward of Argive. For a 2/4 with Vigilance, it costs 2 and 2 white, legendary creature, human soldier. Vigilance. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So, 4 and 2/4 Vigilance, not great, but it's doable for like a control deck or a mid-range deck. And then creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless they get taxed. So, for every creature they attack you with, they must pay 1.
This may be going into my commander deck. My commander deck focuses on 2 power cards, and this is just a good 2 power card.
Yeah. I mean, you know, for all those sapling decks running around in Peasant Cube these days, it taxes them. Because, you know, they attack with 3/1/1s, what costs 3 mana to do that. And then you have the 2/4 Vigilance to block. So, definitely control, definitely mid-range. My question is, what do we cut for it? Like, what do we take out for it? In the 4 slot, I would never cut a 3-drop for this guy. I might cut a 3-drop if it was really bad. But I probably won't. So, what do we have in the 4-drop? Visionary Augmenter is a 4-mana 2/1 with Fabricate 2. That's like a token base. I wouldn't cut that because that's a token base. Oh, Talk Up Elite. 3 and a white, 2/2 flying. You may exert Talk Up Elite as it attacks. When you do, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a 4-mana 2/2 with flying. That's bad. And if you exert it, you get an Anthem effect, which is okay. I cut this card for that card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
can
would
agree
as
with that.
well.
I mean, I wouldn't draft Baird that much, but Talk Up Elite's so
Draft it more than this card.
Yeah, I drafted a little more than this card. So I think we found a cut. Cool. And viewers, I'm sorry we did not update the list from last podcast, but we will we will get that underway.
Didn't have any time at all.
Yeah. It's rough, guys. It's rough. Call the Cavalry. 3 in a white sorcery. Create 2 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. Saviea, you don't like this card a lot, so tell us why.
It's sorcery speed. 2/2 white creature tokens with vigilance isn't really amazing in my eyes. And for 4 mana and in white, I don't know, that combination just doesn't really give me a thrill. The kind I would want in a cube. It just doesn't seem good enough.
Okay.
I think the vigilance really helps it. The vigilance is it's important in cube because you can block their sapperlings or their other 1/1s or stuff.
I find vigilance for small creatures isn't as effective.
That's true, but it also has, visuals of big creatures is amazing, but it's also card advantage. Let's not forget that technically speaking, 2/2/2s is card advantage.
Technically.
And it's token generation, man, so many token cards, so many token cards.
It's because they're good in
Yeah,
cube.
I don't think we needed 10 more guys.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. I guess the card is, like, what would we cut for? Like, not Crusader, not Calciderm.
I really like,
No, not that card. It's like maybe near Heath Chaplain. 4 mana for 3/1 with lifelink creature, human cleric. For 2 and a white, you can exile from your graveyard to get 2 spirits.
That card's good. That card's good. It's,
yeah, I don't know what we would take out.
Check
for
the
it.
sorceries.
slot,
Yeah, check the sorceries.
You've got battle. Nope, we're not taking out Battle Breach. Oh, it's already
In the cube.
Wait, what?
It was so good, it just waltzed right in and took its place.
It's already in the. What? James, you check.
No.
Here I go, going through my entire queue to make sure the list corresponds to reality. And here we are. It's already in there. Never mind, we're running. Call the Cavalry's in, Saviea.
Sorry, viewers, we have some technical difficulties.
It found a spot.
Just waltzed right in.
And we know that it's in there because we checked it today.
No, it's not in there. I don't own that card.
Really?
Yes.
James, you
No
been a
way.
boozler.
James, you tested the white section.
I'm sure it's in there.
James.
I'm sure it's in there.
You're killing me.
Okay, so
No,
now we're not
it's-
talking about
okay.
whether we should put it in the cube, but whether we should take it out.
I gotta go check this.
Alright. That actually, though, that does conclude part 1 of... Wait, James, come back. Check it in a moment.
Fine.
That does conclude part 1 of the Perfect Peasant Books, Dominaria. I am your host, Owen.
Saviea,
James.
We'll see you next time.
see ya.
See ya.